Could you state your name, please?
Bob Braine.
And Bob, what was your profession when you were a Rotary member?
I was a professor at West Virginia Wesleyan.
And what subject did you teach?
Well, I was in the physical education department, and I taught I guess you could say, the athletic sciences or the physical sciences. I had anatomy, physiology, exercise physiology. Did work in adult fitness. We developed a fitness major, and I had some really great kids that helped develop a fitness program for the community.
Okay, great.
And I can't say we were the first, because there was another place that opened downtown, but because of the quality of our equipment and then our students did such a wonderful job with people, we just attracted a lot of people into that program.
And how long were you a member of Rotary? About?
Oh, at least 15 years.
Nice, nice.
And probably longer, but I don't have any idea.
That's all right. So several Rotary members were telling me about the garden that you set up here on Main Street. Tell me more about that.
Well, I just like flowers. And I don't know, I mean, I would say I like flowers, but that doesn't mean I'm an expert, so I'm far from that.
Yeah.
And there was a little park in front of the library down there, and all it was grass and trees. And I convinced Rotary that, and some of the guys in Rotary, that we could do something down there. So, I mean, the ones I remember that are still in the club now, Frank Williams, he's 95, so
He's 98.
98, okay,
Yes.
excuse me. And he's a good friend of mine. And Calvin Shreve, they're the only two left. The other guys, I think, have died. And I could be missing somebody, but talked them into helping me. So we started little gardens down there. We put flowers here and garden over here on the side, one over here, around the trees and everything. And we did it with the permission of the city. At the time, Tony Gum was the mayor, and Tony was a professor here at Wesleyan.
Okay.
In the business department. And I'm working down there one afternoon in the summer, and he comes down and he says, boy, I wish I could get somebody to do something with Jawbone. And I just thought about it for a while, and I guess it went maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I saw Tony again. And I said, are you serious about Jawbone? He says, I sure am. So I went to Rotary, and Rotary, the board, and the guys at the table I would talk to and so forth, and they were very supportive of it. So that was just the start of it. There was a guy at the table by the name of Bill Thurman, and he was an attorney in town, but he had a cousin who owned the concrete plant here, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but we were talking about we needed sidewalks down there, and Bill said, we'll go talk to my cousin. So I had a big diagram of the park, the way I envisioned it. Took it to this gentleman. All he did was look at it, and he says, you call my plant manager. And he says, you tell him when you want concrete. And that's all, basically, just about all it took. Talk about something easy. So the guys from Rotary would pitch in, help here and there. The city did a lot. the street department, they were the ones that put the sidewalk in and everything.
Okay.
And then we planted flowers along the sidewalk. And people in Rotary, we'd have a Saturday morning, and they'd come in, and we put thousands of flowers in. We built a pavilion down there. And we got one of the guys that was a Rotary member, Charlie Worley. He has since died.
Mm-hmm.
He contributed something like maybe $4,000. And then Harper Lumber agreed to donate the roof,
Okay.
materials for the roof. And then we had a construction company, Smith Brothers Construction. They came in and put the roof up and everything for us. And we had one guy from the street department, a guy by the name of Tom Cochran. He helped us an awful lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we got that pavilion built.
Yeah.
And then we decided, well, we want to do some more flowers. So we'd go to the city, and a guy by the name of Pat Long was the street department manager, then head of the street department. He'd say, well, we'll talk about this and that. We just kept adding and adding and adding. And people were really cooperative.
That's good.
And they were appreciative too.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So when you first joined Rotary, were there women in the club at the time?
I don't think.
I don't think,
I
yeah.
don't think.
So do you remember anything about the transition, adding women into the club?
Yeah.
And be honest here, what was your opinion on that?
Well, it was just one of those things that everything, this is a different world today.
Right.
And that back then even, it was these people were the women.
Mm-hmm.
They were leaders in their area. They knew what the heck they were doing, and that's what Rotary is. It's people that care about their community.
Right.
And the first two I remember we had were Barbara Cloudis. I think she may have been the first one.
Yeah.
And then Mary Dean.
Mm-hmm.
And they were both awesome. They did what they were supposed to. They didn't tag along or anything like that. They led.
Mm-hmm.
They were very good.
And do you remember the year that you retired from Rotary?
No.
Okay. That's all right. So this is just a time to talk about some of your favorite memories with Rotary. Maybe tell me about some of the meetings that you remember, or the events that they planned, or maybe a time when you thought, oh, Rotary has really influenced me.
It did influence me because the people in there, they were people that you wanted to be around, you wanted to emulate in terms of their character.
Right.
They were quality people.
Mm-hmm.
They worked at things, and there were people you could learn from too.
Yeah.
And I really, enjoyed it, appreciated it. People, you just see, they'd pitch in and do something for no reason.
Right.
And you think, this guy's doing this and she's helping here and there. And I can remember Mary Dean. She had meetings and everything because she was the president at the time we started that.
Mm-hmm.
That little club. And I can remember at least one time, we're down there working, and we'd been there probably an hour and a half or so, and she pulls up.
Mm-hmm.
Because she had been at a district Rotary meeting, but she busted her butt to get back and help us.
That's great.
Exactly. And those are things that you remember.
Mm-hmm.
It enabled me to the Rotary financed about 8 trips to Guatemala.
Oh, okay.
I took college students here.
Mm-hmm.
We had January term at the time. Yeah. And it was like a 3.5-week term. And you just took one class. And so we were able to work out a deal with Rotary. Rotary would contribute. The kids had to pay quite a bit too.
Yeah.
And we went down and did community service projects. In this, we went the same place every time because we thought, well, you go here, there, you go here. You don't ever see any real progress. So we went back to the same village and just kept building on what we did. And
Yeah.
One year we built a well, it was a health clinic for them.
Okay.
And my brother, he was so impressed with what we were doing and everything, he donated $10,000.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, down there, $10,000 goes a long way.
Yes.
Because they did all the work.
Yeah.
So that bought the supplies and everything. And we ended up with a dental clinic and a medical clinic,
Oh, wow.
all in the same building. Plus there was a room for a physician to come in and spend the night too. They could
Okay.
sleep there.
That's great.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add about your experience at Rotary?
I think Rotary made me a better person.
That's great.
I think it was because of the people in the club itself.
Right.
You can't help but enjoy being around people like that, and people who care about their community.
Absolutely.
And being a transplant here, I came to Buckhannon in '69,
Okay.
so I'm not a native, but I love this